Hi guys, welcome to the Tarotscope, the first one of the summer for June 2023. As always, I'm going to pull some cards for the collective at large, and then we're going to transition into a specific reading for Gemini since it's their birthday season, and then I'll go through each of the remaining zodiac signs in order. So listen up for your sun sign, which is what everyone's familiar with, and you can listen for your moon or your rising sign and apply that to your inner wisdom for the month in a different way. So first, let's pull for the collective. Okay, so we are looking like it's a good month to plant seeds, but also, I'll go into it. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and the 9 of Pentacles. So it's showing to me that the seeds that have been planted are going to come through to fruition. It's showing with this 9 of Pentacles, this abundance. And often when I get the 9 of Pentacles, this indicates the money or the resources is sort of icing on the cake and not necessarily what you need to make your day-to-day survival. So it's showing that some of these seeds that have been planted by us in the collective will bear fruit, but it's showing in between this 10 of Wands, this feeling of being overwhelmed. And the first thought that I had when I saw these cards, and I kind of got ahead of myself, is that we as a collective need to work on our limiting beliefs regarding how a little bit of money or how a seed that's planted becomes into full bloom, because it's showing that there's a correlation in our minds that in order to reap the rewards or feel abundance or experience abundance, we have to feel overwhelmed, we feel overworked, we feel alone, we feel like we've got to be pushing this boulder up the hill. And it's actually saying, you can still make a lot of money and feel abundant and cultivate prosperity with that mindset. But will there be joy, ease, relaxation in the process? So my recommendation would be to really tend to those seeds that you have planted and those goals. They will come to fruition. But if you want to have more joy and ease, work on releasing the limiting beliefs that it has to be hard, that it has to be a struggle, and that you have to be in this alone. All right, so I'm going to go into next pulling the card of the year for Gemini. Card of the year for Gemini is, let's see, boom. The Strength card. This is such a beautiful card. So you guys may have heard of me speak of the Strength card before, but it's a card that is so full of compassion, so full of generosity, but it's not the energy of a doormat. I always envision this card as the spine reminds me of the Ace of Swords. Like it's a strong, steely spine, but because there's a strength in that spine, the heart can be gentle and open and vulnerable and express compassion. And so that's what the Geminis are going to be working on this year is how can you be strong and soft at the same time? How can you allow your ego, and I can go on a tangent about what I believe the ego is, but how can your ego be in service to your heart? How can you let your heart guide and work in tandem with all of your other gifts? And so that's the gist, is like to be in alignment and be gentle yet strong. Don't be a doormat. You don't have to force your way through. The Strength card is about a leader that doesn't have to roar. They just emanate this sense of strength and stability and gentleness and compassion that really impacts everyone around them. It's a really beautiful card. All right, let's see what the month of June has in store. 1, 2, 3. So it's sort of like this watery energy. So we're pulling first. We have the Moon card, then we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Two of Swords. So the Moon card means to me that there's going to be a lot being uncovered this month that has been hidden and is longing to come to the surface. To me, this has a lot to do with some of your childhood innocence, some of the ways in which you were taught to behave, or ways in which your natural talents and skills have sort of been warped or inverted as a currency, as opposed to it just being a natural part of your personality. Sometimes we get corrupted as kids when we learn, like, I'm bright, I'm creative, I'm this, I'm that, and we use it to get rewards from our parents or from adults. Then we start commoditizing it, so to speak. And it creates this sense of stalemate because there's a part of you that's really where the gold and the gifts are and you want to express it, but it's warped in a way where it's been used as a currency, and it keeps you not feeling fully fulfilled using your talents and gifts. So this month, you're really going to have to unravel some of those ways in which as a child, your natural gifts and talents had been used as a currency or a way to get things. And it feels like it's going to be illuminated this month, and it feels like you're not necessarily meant to take action on it because it's showing you're still going to be working on these opposing viewpoints, but just the awareness starts to get the ball rolling and you start getting more on a track of authenticity and knowing who you are and not having to sort of use your gifts in a performative manner. All right, we've got Cancer. Ooh. Yikes. Yikes for Cancer. I feel like Cancer had been on such a roll. So let's see what we've got here and how we can help Cancers navigate this period. So we've got the Death card, we have the 9 of Swords, and then we have the 7 of Wands. So what I'm seeing here, again, the Death card for me is always a card of shedding, of transformation, of reinvention. But it's showing that there's a resistance to the transformation in this cycle. And the idea and the notion of transformation is causing a disruption and upset and anxiety. It's like, how much more can I shed? How much more can I change? It's like you've been in these throes of this transformation and shedding. You're like looking for a break. And it's also a month where it's showing a lot of different energies coming at you that you're going to have to field. And you're going to have to sort of discern your next right action in what feels like the dark and in what feels like a painful time. So here's my advice to you. Do not try to plan too far in advance in this next 30 days. Just see the next step and take that step courageously. And it is going to require a sense of courage to even move a millimeter because there is this sense of feeling overwhelmed and anxious and unsure. So just trust yourself to make these micro movements, and any micro step forward is still a step forward until it becomes more clear to you which way you want to go. I would follow the path of least resistance, and I would allow yourself to remember another time where you've been in deep and profound transformation and you've come out the other side a more well-rounded, more, a deeper person, and see if by sort of evoking the victory of that time period, you can release some of these anxieties about what is coming for you with this next bout of transformation. All right, Leo. Fiery Leo is getting a lot of fire energy. Okay, so for Leos this month, we have the Page of Wands, we have the 2 of Wands, and we have the 10 of Swords. So what we're seeing here for Leo is, like, I love the Page of Wands. It's just like such a spark of creativity and excitement. And this new bout of creativity and excitement is going to give you a number of options, mainly 2 options usually, that you're going to have to choose from. And the tension point between this 2 of Wands is, do you take this sense of new, renewed creativity and passion and take some risks to venture and sort of stray from the norm? Or do you play it safe and stay by the shore? And almost certainly when I see this 2 of Wands energy, it's like you've got to push through and follow the path of passion and creativity. Now, what is happening this month is somehow it's almost like you had a path illuminate that you never even considered. And instead of just following that flow, it creates a dramatic storyline for you in your mind. And it's when we see this 10 of Swords, it's like a laughable card to me because this dude could have been dead with 1 sword and there's 9 other swords there. So I would just manage your mind in ways in which you sort of spiral or create drama or create stories in a effort to keep yourself from being vulnerable and keep yourself from taking risk, and retell the story as yourself as being the hero and you being able to sort of like take that risk and make that leap. Yeah, that's what I would say. All right, so now we're going to Virgos. All right, Virgos. All right, Virgos. So this is a season for you with this, Four of Swords. We've got this Eight of Pentacles. And again, we're seeing this Seven of Wands. So this is a time for you to create a sense of inner peace for yourself and to work hard on yourself and work hard on processes and projects that make you feel good. You're leveling up your level of self-mastery this month in ways that actually give you mental stability and peace, and in ways in which you are less impacted by the outside world because you're fortified within yourself with that sense of mental and physical strength. There's going to be a lot of options and opportunities coming at you. It is your job to field them and actually reject most of them if they're not 100% in alignment. And again, just like what I said with our Cancer friends, it's your job right now. You don't have to see the long haul vision. You just have to see and take the next step, the next right action, and then the next will illuminate and the next will illuminate. But we want to make sure you're not grabbing opportunities that aren't in alignment with your bigger vision. And it's best not to take opportunities that creates any sense that messes with your peace. We are prioritizing maintaining your individual sense of peace this month. All right, Libra. All right, so Libra has some deep work to do this month. We see the Hermit card, we see the Moon card, and we see the Knight of Wands. So it's really a time to go inward. It's a time to be with yourself, to deepen yourself, to integrate whatever experiences that you've been having over the winter. And from this, you're going to be gaining these realizations through the Moon card of these realizations that are buried deep, that are coming to the light for you to then work with. It's showing that you're actually going to really enjoy what is being illuminated. Sometimes, we face these realizations and we reject them, but this month it's saying this, it's so primed for you to have these realizations and run with them and be invigorated by these realizations about yourself, because you're like, hey, I can work with this, I can move this, I can transform this. And it's probably realizations that have kept you stuck for quite some time, and you're like, wow, now that I know this, I can actually start to build the momentum in the positive direction. So I think you're actually going to have fun with this transformational part of your journey, and it's going to feel empowering, and you're going to start feeling ready to move. All right, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, here we go. We've got the High Priestess, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So what we're seeing here is right out the gate, the High Priestess is your, archetype for the month. And it's very important to be doing activities and having practices that fortify the High Priestess, which is your own inner psychic, inner intuitive, inner, your intuition. I don't know why that word's escaped me. And it's important to solidify that in the beginning of the month, because there's going to be some doubts and criticisms and critiques of yourself sort of creeping in mid-month. But if you have that strong belief in your intuitive gifts, you're not going to be as taken off kilter or wobble when this sort of arises. And it's showing that at the end of the month with this King of Swords, you're going to have a lot of crystal clear clarity. You're going to have a lot of command over your thoughts, over your decisions, and you might even be ready to make a long-term plan and vision for yourself. So if you've sort of felt in the dark for a good portion of this year, it's almost as if the clouds part and you can see exactly what is in front of you for long term. But we want to make sure that the High Priestess is what's guiding every step of the way. All right, Sagittarius. All Right side. We got a lot of the Seven of Swords coming up. So for Sagittarius this month, we are working with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Now, I will say when I'm reading for people and I see redundant numbers, it reminds me of the theme of those numbers. And the theme of the sevens, particularly for you this month, is reflection. That doesn't mean that you have to actually move. It's sort of taking stock and taking a pause before you make another forced effort or push forward. And so it's saying here, it's time to be really, really patient. And it's time to like not even necessarily reap the rewards of your harvest. It's like keep the fruit on the bushes and let them mature more. And it's saying, even though there's energies coming towards you, be reflective and be deliberate in where it is, what it is that you allow in and what opportunities that you take. And it's also showing here, and it seems a little bit separate than the first two cards that I was reading, this Six of Cups, I would be open to blasts from the past, people from the past, familial relationships. It could be like old friends or lovers that come back into the picture to help you in this reflective time learn more about yourself. And sometimes when people from the past come into the present, it's a good mile marker as you remember, like 10 years ago, I would have reacted this way to this person. And now it's 10 years later and they're back into the picture and I can see my growth based on how it is that I'm reacting or responding to this person. So this person's sort of like coming in to enhance this reflective period of your year. All right, Capricorn. Seven of Wands again. That's so interesting. Okay, Capricorn. So we've got the Seven of Wands again. We have the Ace of Wands and we have the Lovers card. So what I would say here is there's really only one pursuit that you should be focusing on with most of your energy this month, even though other things are coming at you, and it is passion. And specifically passion related to, I would say, your lover or so if you're in a current partnership, it's a great month for you to be focusing your energy on raising the passion and the excitement in that dynamic. If you're single, it's a great opportunity for you to start to date and to really sort of be out there. You're going to feel really energized and in your pursuit of finding love. I will say that you might, once you turn this light on and you're like in your passion zone, there might be a lot of people pursuing you or a lot of interest. You just need to focus on one. You don't necessarily, once you find somebody that you'd like to spend more time with, you don't have to necessarily keep playing the field this month. This is a great time to maybe hone in on one person that you've been interested in or one person that comes out of the woodwork and try to deepen that relationship. It's also would be a good time if you're in like a situationship or something like that and you want to take it to the next level. It's a really great month to work on those pursuits. All right, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Cups. So what I would say here is that it is possible this month that you will be very open and very generous with your heart and really ready to receive and ready to be, social and engaging with friends and family. But there might be some sort of dramatic happening that kind of puts a halt to that. And so I would say if there's any sort of drama in any interpersonal relationships this month, it is not your sign to close your heart and to be like, well, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't be vulnerable. I knew I shouldn't feel my feelings because people are just going to like disappoint me or betray me or whatever. So this is an exercise that if any drama comes up and you're wanting to seize and you're wanting to shut down, how can you still keep your heart open in these experiences? And this is sort of a test for you to do things maybe a little bit differently. And my advice is to know that no matter who comes in and out of your life, no matter who shows up or who disappoints you, you have got you. And this is an opportunity for you to remember that, because if you know you can take care of yourself no matter what happens, there's not that fear of being vulnerable present, because you know no matter what, you are emotionally resilient. All right, Pisces. But don't feed into the drama. All right, Pisces. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the key word for you guys this month, Pisces, is structure. And it's probably not necessarily how you orient yourself. But again, we pulled a moon card for you. We've been seeing a lot of moon card energy this month. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant, and we have the moon, which is the card of Pisces. So a lot of times in these readings, when I talk about the moon for other signs, it's like challenging to swim in the depths, and you're revealing things that might be hard for you. Pisces live in the depths of the moon, so it's actually their natural habitat. So it's showing here a few things. Create a foundation for yourself that feels very strong. It could be a foundation with people. It could be a foundation with habits and routines. It could be a foundation of just securing a good job, securing a good place to live. But we need you to create a real good groundwork for yourself. It's showing you can also do that through ritual and routines on a daily basis, especially a very regimented, disciplined spiritual practice. This month, it's like if you can be disciplined with the foundational pieces that you know make you healthy, strong, radiant, then you can swim in these depths and not feel so murky, or not feel so sensitive all the time. So this is your month to solidify what your maybe 3 things that you need to do on a daily basis to make you feel grounded, secure, your best, so that you can be your best and express yourself and be yourself fully. But it's a month of foundation and discipline, which may or may not be something that you're used to cultivating. All right, let's do Aries. Okay, so I'm just going to say what comes to mind. We have the Queen of Wands, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Eight of Wands. And here's what's going on. You might feel this month that your magic, like what you normally do to make things happen out into the world, is stalled. And you're like, I don't understand. I'm doing the same ritual, the same routine. I'm living my life in the same way. Why am I stalled? Why won't things shift? And then you might tend to fall into a victim mentality, where it's like, instead of feeling like you have the power to co-create what you want, what's happening when you get sort of suspended in that space where things aren't moving forward, you might start feeling victimized. Like, why me? Why isn't this working? So my suggestion to you might be to try something new. The Hanged Man card often is a card of a full-on spiritual awakening. So if you've already mastered these tools and techniques to get things rolling, the stuckness is actually asking you to dive deeper. So maybe try a road opening ritual if you haven't done that before. Maybe try to learn a new skill, but you're being asked to deepen your practice of manifestation and creation and try something new so that you can get bigger results and have more impact. So the stuckness is actually a gift that's rerouting you into a deeper sense of yourself and your power. All right, last but not least, we end with Taurus this month. Okay, great, Taurus. So we've got some positive cards here. Nothing earth-shattering. We've got this 4 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles. So what we're seeing for this month is just a sense of peace, similar to Virgo, which is your another earth sign. It's showing there's less stress in your life than ever. There's more of a sense of peace. Even if things are going on in your life that are chaotic, you have figured out a way for yourself to have a sense of peace and mental stability, even if the world around you might seem chaotic. It's showing that you're going to be receiving either new opportunities, new streams of revenue, new projects that seem really fun for you. And so it's a great time to take the newness of whatever it is that you're experiencing in the Pentacles realm. It could even be a new house, it could be a new car, and really enjoy it. And it's showing like enjoying the fact that you actually created this. And sometimes it's like, we get a little nervous about the gap period between our desires and the creation. And now it's time to sort of luxuriate in the fact that you made something happen. Now, in order to maintain your peace this month, it's saying don't take on more than 2 points of focus, but you need at least 2 points of focus in your physical reality. So if one's a job or a project at work, another might be your health and well-being in your physical body, or maybe it's like focusing on your home and working out or whatever. But it's showing you'll be in peak performance this month if you can find two tangible projects or tangible focuses this month that you give like sort of 50-50 attention to, while you celebrate the fact that you have already manifested something new that's exciting and luxuriate in that excitement. So that is all I've got for the Tarotscopes for June 2023. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing how this month unfolds for you guys. You can always go back and listen to the May Tarotscope so you can see how those energies played out for you in real time. Have a great summer. Bye.